And welcome back to NOS Performance Keys to the Race with Kyle Busch here in the trophy room of Kyle Busch Motorsports. We're going to talk a little Atlanta. You're a good person to talk Atlanta with. You've won there.
Yes.
Back in 2008, Toyota's very first Cup win.
Mm-hmm. Man, it was a really treacherous race because the tires that just had no grip. The cars had no grip, the tires had no grip, and we were just sliding all over the place. I mean, you go out on lap 1 and you're already sideways, you know, so just imagine how hard you can't push the car because you got to still make 40 laps on those tires, you know, so it's always a game of cat and mouse between who wants to push hard or who doesn't.
Well, and that is a characteristic of Atlanta. It's a super fast track, but with not a lot of grip, yet you have multiple grooves. So do those grooves help you find that balance of restraint versus aggression?
It does, you know, and for me, I've always been more successful at running the bottom there. I don't know why, but I've always just really liked being able to run the yellow line or the white line, whatever color it is, I don't know. But, you know, Atlanta's been it's a driver's favorite racetrack, you know, because you can go there and you can run all over the place. You can go bottom, middle, top, anywhere in between. And, you know, it's so fun to race there and race guys because you are going so fast. But it almost feels like a dirt track race, you know, because you're kind of slipping and sliding and moving everywhere. And so it's kind of fun.
And coming off of turn 2 is one of the trickier parts, if I'm not mistaken, where you can lose it fairly easily.
Yeah, you can. You know, turn 2 and getting into turn 3. I remember qualifying there one year. I was like, I'm bound and determined to hold it wide open, and I wrecked before I even made it to turn 3. So, you know, it's certainly an exciting facility.
Now, for the first time in quite a while, maybe ever, I'd have to go back and look at the history. We're going there only one time for a single race. Does that present any sort of challenge in terms of your notes being older, not having, you know, as much seat time on that track in the recent past?
A little bit, you know, certainly that's why I tend to try to run more races. You know, I like running the trucks and the nationwide cars and the cup cars, you know, just to get more practice time, more feel of the racetrack and everything, and especially not being at a place for a whole year.
Now, so you are going to be running the triple at Atlanta, the truck race, the nationwide race, and the cup race, and you say that gives you a little bit of a leg up. Other people you've heard say, well, doesn't that spread you too thin? What's your response to that?
It's a little bit of both. You know, certainly Friday's a tough day because you're up at like 8 a.m. practicing the truck, and then the more you run through the day, I mean, we're not done until 11 o'clock at night after the truck race. So you've got, you know, cup practice in there, cup qualifying, nationwide practice in there. Nationwide qualifying will be on Saturday. So, yeah, Saturday. I'm trying to remember what days we're racing there. But, you know, it's great for me to be able to get that extra seat time. I like being able to do that. And it can be hot down there, you know, but running under the lights and at night, you know, that makes it easier on things too. So for me, you know, just have the NOS powered up for the whole night, for the whole weekend, and we'll get through it all right. Now,
we are going to start the cup race in the sun. It is going to set after the green flag at some point. Does that make it difficult to sort of anticipate changes, build those changes into the race car?
A little bit, yeah, because, you know, we're going to practice during the heat of the day. There's really no practice at nighttime. So you know, you're going to be on a hot, slick racetrack, and then when you get into the nighttime, it's going to cool off. You're going to pick up grip, and what the car is going to do, all you can do is go off your notes and what you've had over the past years there. You know, last year we had the same kind of race, started in the day, ended at night. So to me, you know, Atlanta doesn't change a whole lot. You just seem to pick up a lot of speed, and the speed characteristic there at nighttime is pretty cool.
All right, well, last question. You won at the last downforce track we visited, Michigan. How much of that can you translate to Atlanta?
You can translate a little bit, not much. You know, Michigan's kind of the same thing. It's a 2-mile racetrack. The asphalt feels a bit newer, although it's not. It certainly has aged a lot better. But you can run all over the place. You know, you run from the bottom all the way to the wall. So you can definitely have a lot of options where you're going to pick and choose your different racing lines. And so Atlanta's sort of the same feel, but Atlanta's got a lot more bank. It's a 1.5 miles. You're definitely carrying about the same amount of speed there. Just how crooked do you want to be?
How crooked indeed. That's Kyle Busch. This is NOS Performance Keys to the Race, talking about Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.